Hey, why not be a vegan? Guys, I've been practicing veganism for almost 3.5 years now. Um, I have cheated. If you looked at some of my other videos, you were able to tell that I did cheat and I've ate some real meat, like when I was out there on my own. If I'm with someone right now, at my mom's house. But I'm just letting you know that I have cheated, and even when I wasn't at my mom's house or any other place, I still maintain a strict vegan diet. So I did not overly consume meat because they're basically trying to push a new agenda here so we all could be healthy. They've been doing it for years, but they have gotten more and more creative with um, turning other food ideas into a more healthier, creative type thing going on. Everything is being replaced with a plant-based food. So, um, like I have not eaten any meat. Like if I ate meat, it was like a seafood. Um, I don't eat any dark meats. I try not to eat any dark meats. I try not to eat any chicken. I try not to eat anything other than seafood. And as long as I'm like consuming my vegetables, that's the only thing that matters. Because there are actually more healthy people out there who change their diet than a person who was considered healthy by some of the statistics that they have proven inside of like a doctor's office or facility. Um, vegans tend to live longer. Um, it has been proven scientifically. That's why they're starting to push people to order juicers and order um, um, specialty blended beverages, as long as, like, of course, solid foods. They're pushing that because more people would have lesser um, amount of time being spent in a hospital. Um, the medical insurance would go down, and it wouldn't be such of a more of a mass increase of problematic situations because there are so many people um, getting such expensive, hard to get medication in order to cure your body because your organs have not um, stayed in a healthy way um, as it should, because that's what plants do to our bodies. It's just always remember that. Plants do that to our bodies. And try not to burn my own eye. So plant that happens to plants. Um, plants are way more nutritious than an actual meat. An actual meat is not going to be the way to go because um, it already causes you to have a hard time digesting it. I don't care what type of meat you have eaten. Yes, there are some meats that are lighter than others, but it's pretty self-explanatory which ones those are. And like I've said before, um, how you can tell that no one is supposed to be eating meat is because, of course, when Jesus broke bread for 5,000, what was it, 500 or 5,000 people, and it was enough bread and fish left over. Um, that was more of a symbolic type of stance that happened for you to remember. Like, you need to get that registered in your head. That was more of a symbolic type measurement spiritually that you have to focus on, because he went in the ocean and he pulled out fish. Now, why didn't he pull out a land animal? Well, there was many animals out there that he could have killed and they could have ate something, you know. But then that will redefine the whole concept of Jesus asking Noah to save two of each animal on the boat. You see, for them to survive the flood, because there was a flood coming, and he wanted those animals to be protected so that they can reproduce. Okay, so us and Americans have decided to slaughter and kill because of the um, being curious of how certain meat would taste, and then you have monies, and you have supply and demand. Yeah, that's just the way the cycle runs. Some people would never ever want to stop eating meat, you know, and some people would like to try, but they feel like it's really hard. And I don't consider that being hard, because there are so many different ways that they have put a plant-based food to redefine the old way of enjoying a meal. Now there's a brand new way of enjoying a vegan based meal that is made out of 100% plants. They're everything: hamburgers, um, chicken patties, fish patties. Even fish is already okay to eat, because seafood is for vegans, um, and vegetarian, which is for religious reasons. That means that you don't want no animal or anything that comes from an animal. So you don't want no cow, and you don't want the milk either, because milk comes from the cow. Yeah, that's not meat, but that's still coming from an animal. You don't want nothing, because they feel that animals have the same feelings as humans. You see what I'm saying? You keep on killing animals, they're thinking like, oh, um, I'm pretty sure these animals don't want to get slaughtered. Can we please eat that apple on the tree? We'll be okay. Don't kill the animal. We'll find some bread. We'll be okay. There's fish in the water. Let's go in the water. No, let's just kill this. We'll make some good stew tonight. Oh no, but I like this animal. It was so cute and fat. Oh no, don't kill it. That's how some people feel already. And y'all, it's not none of y'all's fault, because you grew up into a society in a world where it was okay. It was normal. They was doing it before you were born. They've been slaughtering, killing animals. Your parents been preparing meat at the dinner table. Okay, that's understandable. Just when you get a chance to register that in your head and look at the bigger picture from Noah's Ark, why would he sell? No, excuse me. I said sell. Why would Jesus tell Noah to save two of each animal from the flood if he did not care about them? If he did not care about animals? If Jesus did not care about animals, he would have not tell. Do you think he just cared about them just to say, oh, these animals would be for them to reproduce and get more and more animals, and it's also for people to kill so that they can eat and will live a healthy long life, because they need to survive? No, he did that because he wanted you to protect them, and animals are here for the benefit of other animals and the benefit of us by keeping some of the plants in line and some of the diseases or viruses out. Land animals help do all of that stuff. So you should really feel bad about eating meat. I did. And it's not to make you feel bad for, like, to self-sabotage yourself, but at least feel bad to say, okay, I'm going to at least know that animals have no say so in what human beings are doing to their life after they're born. If you cannot get this feeling in your head that how horrible it would feel to be slaughtered, if you don't feel the passion of another animal, I know it sounds kiddish and crybaby-ish, but guys, this is really serious. You have an animal. Do you want anybody to be slaughtering your animal for food over in China or in Africa or any place and that's everywhere. Okay, it's not just America, it's all other countries also. So that's not anything that I want to consider, being a part of. I mean, you live a life based on the decisions that you make. So you can create a healthy lifestyle or you can create an unhealthy lifestyle. And not saying that you can't be healthy if you still eat meat, but you know, but just understand that we don't have people going vegan for nothing. We don't have people being vegetarian for nothing. Um, if you look closely and think carefully and do your research, everything that you're used to eating right now is not going to be healthy for you in the future. Okay, the amount of what you consume depends on, how consistently you're doing that. That's going to make the biggest um, breakthrough about where your health is headed towards the future. So just do this one thing for me, okay? Or if not for me, do it for yourself, because a lot of people are telling me right now that they're doubting themselves from even completing the process. Like they're doubting themselves. They doubt themselves. They say, "I'm never going to stop eating meat. I'm not going to stop eating meat," and it's not going to do anything but make you feel better. You're going to feel more energized. Your organs will be healthy. Your brain will be good. Your heart will be good. Your blood cells will be good. Fruits and vegetables cure diseases. It cures all sicknesses. It cures um, beauty. It cures the way your brain functions. It cures heart disease. It cures lung disease. It cures everything. And if you feel like you have a cold, it will take it away without the medicine. If you have a headache, certain fruits and vegetables will take it away. And see, you guys, and drinking water, that is a diet that you're going to have to start changing, because and it's not going to be, I'm not going to say it's not going to be easy, because it might be easy, because once you start actually getting used to eating something that tastes good to you and you can actually sit there and eat it over and over, you are already on the right train for increasing your health without you even moving a muscle. But you walk anyway, so that's going to make it even better. You're moving, you're not standing still in one spot all day, every day. So, um, I mean, why not be a vegan, guys? There's many reasons to become a vegan, because I just got a message on. Oh, I got a message on my video. Hi, Michael Jackson. Michael. But just do that, you guys. Okay, focus on you being healthy, and it's gonna be. It can be. It's not. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be hard, because I don't know how much faith you're getting ready to exercise for yourself. And so again, like I said before, you need to focus on exercising your faith, which means blocking out all the negativity in your head, especially if you have visions of something happening that shouldn't happen, that you don't want to happen, and you're visualizing it. You just stop visualizing that and start visualizing things that is actually going to be healthy, and that's going to help you prosper in the long run for you to continue. But I mean, I started being a vegan about 3 years ago, and I felt so much better about myself, and I'm not going to lie to you. I sure did. I felt so good about myself. Um, I felt more energized. I felt like, like I had more life inside of me when I was becoming a vegan. So, what's really tricky is that you're not allowed to eat anything from an animal or an animal. Okay. And that includes, now, an animal will be pretty easy for you to follow because if you see meat on that table and it's not seafood, then, and some people just don't want to eat meat, period. And that's really good if you don't even eat seafood. Really good because that's still another animal. There's a difference between what's in the ocean and what's on land, but if you really have a heart, you will understand that it's the same thing. You shouldn't have to kill something to eat it. You should be able to take a plant and eat it. That'll be nothing. Um, so what's really tricky is you have to not drink milk because that comes from a cow. Cheese, you cannot eat cheese. You cannot eat yogurt. You cannot eat, but that's okay because it's everything that's made with a milk. But there's also things that are made vegan, and there are vegan yogurts, vegan cheese, vegan meats, of course, vegan, and the what gives the meat its natural meat color is mushrooms. Those are so freaking good. I love me some mushrooms, but they are the color of the mushroom is dark enough on the outside and in the inside sometimes, really white, but it's dark enough, and it's the texture of it combines enough um, it combines enough. I don't want to say deficiency. It defines enough volume and in the texture and in the color, the whole content of it, of the mushroom when it's mixed with other ingredients that are natural and come from the ground. Um, Smoothies are a great idea, but if you look at it, everything that has, some things are made with eggs also, and you don't want that. So just look at the ingredients, or make it easier for you. Just go ahead and go to the store or go online and look up only vegan products and find out which store carries the vegan products, and you determine for yourself. If you want to be on the safe side and you don't want to go on a shopping spree and look at every little thing, stick with the fruits and vegetables that you see in the produce section. Therefore, you know that you're eating 100% vegetable and fruits. That's all you got to do. Don't even go to the crackers or or the other type of aisle unless you're getting something small. But don't get anything mixed. Try to get yourself something that is made based on one ingredient at a time, and it needs to be 100% vegetable or fruit. Okay. There was another story in the Bible where God honored one person more than the other one, I believe. Or no, their body honored itself. I think after two of the men had died, I believe, they found that there was more vegetable in one of the other person the whole time, and the other one had more meat inside of him. So let me try to find that one out. Let's see which person in the Bible. I'm gonna say vegetarian. It says, um, which person in the Bible were a vegetarian? It said within the Bible's New Testament, the Apostle Paul appears in ridicule vegetarians, arguing that people of weak faith eat only vegetables. Although he also warns believers to stop passing judgment to one another when it comes to food in verse 13 and it is good neither to eat flesh. It says, let me look at this down here, and I'm gonna tell you guys. Hey Michael, I'm gonna say hey to him. Hey buddy. He wrote me on let's see, Michael Jackson, more official. I'm like, hey Mike, what's up? And thanks for stopping by. Hey Michael. That's a Michael Jackson impersonator. Right there. Good. Okay, let me go back to this Bible verse. It says, what? Here are a list of questions after I type that in. Of course, I know you know that when you go in Google, you type in the question and something else pulls up, and then it say people also ask for, and I'm reading those from the bottom. It says people also ask for, what does God say about eating animals, right? What is forbidden in Christianity? What animals are forbidden to eat in the Bible? Of course, pig. It said God does not want us to eat meat. People are made in God's image, and animals are not. But this spiritual difference is not sufficiently morally significant to allow killing animals, right, for food, right? It's not. It says, but this spiritual difference is not sufficiently morally significant to allow killing animals for food. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. Right, because it's blood in there. That's what I was talking about. Right then and there. If you have blood running through your veins, animal or not, you should not feel like it is mandatory to eat if it has blood running through the veins. How can you not have a feeling? But because, like I said, this was the world before us. So it's not our fault. It's a generation before that. That's a generation before that. And it goes on and on and on and on to the world got used to doing it because it was more of a job, making income. People demanded it. They've had advertising all over fast food restaurants, and people wanted to see how the food tastes because they decorated it so well, put cheese on it, or put it on a commercial, put it big or on the back of a truck, and advertise the heck out of it because it was demand. It was demanded from the people and for the people. So, and where did I just get this? That one's from pressrepublican.com. That looked like it might have been, but no, I thought that looked like that might have been more of a that might have been more of a opinion because it said it at the bottom. But I'm pretty sure, like I said, when Jesus told Noah to save 2 of each animal on that ship, he did not intend it for people to be slaughtering them and killing them for to eat for meat over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. No, he did not. In Genesis 1:2-9, it says, Genesis 1:29 says, God speaks to Adam, and Adam said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for food. Okay, that shall be for food. That's right. In the second chapter of Genesis 2:16 through 17, it said vegetarianism is reaffirmed of people's spirituality, proper diet. However, one tree in the Garden of Eden bore forbidden fruit, and the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat. Okay, that's all the fruits of that are natural. That's everything that's natural. Okay. And then it said, But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. So that was like a tree of life and a tree. And it said, let me read that again. And the Lord commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge, it says, But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. So that was a separate tree. So it had nothing to do with something else. Nothing could be clearer, but does not want us to eat meat. Okay, wait a minute. Nothing could be clearer. God does not want us to eat meat. Basically, thank you. Okay. Then it said, people are made in God's image and animals are not. Wow. Animals aren't made in God's image. Are you serious? But see, that's right. See, we know how to take care of the animals. They don't know how to take care of themselves, really. They do, but they're wild. So we are the ones that know how to take care. Just like he had human beings in the Bible take care of the sheep. Those were animals. Hello, wake up. It's the same thing back then and here today. It's the same thing. Then it goes down. It says, killing another person is a capital crime and a sin. Killing an animal is just as a sin, right? It's just a sin. So I know exactly what I was talking about. It is a sin. It is a sin because it's an animal. They have a life, you guys. There's no way in the world. You know what they didn't tell you. How do you think they try to say that the world has to do with obesity? It's getting out of control. Well, if they were eating fruits and vegetables all their life, they wouldn't even be that way. But because society eats meat all the time, how can the body even catch up with its health, its proper health, if they're used to eating things that's going to rise their health level down? It's going to make it go further down. So I mean, that came from the scripture. I mean, my computer just went off, so I gotta wait for it to come back on. Um, but now you know what I'm talking about. That's why it's important not to eat meat, and it's foggy in here. Let's change the atmosphere. Let me see if I got clear. Okay. Voila. Yay, voila. Okay. So yeah, so I was right, just use your common sense. It's already in, I done read it came out of Genesis. He does not. Now I tried to tell my grandmother that, and she was agreeing with me, but she was more on the combative side, because it was almost like she felt like something bad was going to happen because she is eating meat. She's been eating for years. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was getting the combated thing. But anybody else that I talked to about that would give me the 100% focus and attention and agree with me and let me know that they understand um, what I'm talking about Jesus and God not wanting us to eat meat. Okay, I said Jesus and God. It's the same thing. Okay, Jesus did not have, like I said before, Jesus did not have his Father with him when he called on God. When Jesus called for help, he asked his Father. His Father was the Spirit inside of him. Okay, because God was not in a human form, only Jesus was. Y'all need to remember that. Jesus was the only human form. Okay, so when Jesus was on the cross, he could have called for angels to come and help save him off of that cross. He cried to his God and told him that. But because his God would have answered him, see, he had faith that his God could actually answer him while he was on that cross. But instead, he knew that that sacrifice was going to help other people um, who sin get a chance to be repentance because they did not know what they were doing. You see, he knew the righteous part of life. He knew how to be righteous. Other people around him didn't. Not everyone around him did know how to be righteous. And even if they did, they had a decision. They chose not to. And some people were blind. So that's why the sacrifice was made for him to die for the people who weren't perfect like he was. So that's how you know. Um, so the rest of that, okay, the computer came back on. Um, so it says the moral and spiritual ambiguity um, about eating meat is made more explicit in the ninth chapter of Genesis. Okay, Genesis 9:3 through 6 says, "Did my computer go back on? This is crazy." Oh well, if it went back on, then okay. Well, you guys got the concept, and I told you guys right now, why not be a vegan? You know, it's going to make you live longer. You're going to be healthier. You're going to have lesser trips to the hospital. You won't find yourself being sick a lot. You won't be sneezing. You won't be coughing. You won't have migraines or headaches. Um, you won't feel tired. You feel more energized. You can think better. You start looking better, your health will increase, your face, your beauty will get back to its natural looks. You will restore and replenish your organs in your body. And people aren't really stressing that right now because they feel like they can do that while eating meat every day. And some people think they need to eat meat every single day, and you don't. If you eat, look, even schools are trying to teach children to go meatless on Monday so they can at least have one day for them not to eat any meat at all. So, all I'm saying, I'm not saying nothing else, but that's all I'm saying. So, why not be a vegan if that's just the way people um, are having these fulfilled lifestyles with their health? They're getting older and they're still looking really young, and people are like, well, how do you do it? What's your secret? Oh, did you even think about asking that person what their diet was? Did you even ask them how often they even consumed meat? This person may not even be a meat eater. This person may not even be a soda drinker. This person may be drinking just water or plant-based drinks that are healthy for you from natural fruits with not any sugar in it. Some people take care of their bodies. Um, and it's a strong diet that they have. It's the diet. It is the diet. Halle Berry is 50 something years old. It's the diet. Janet Jackson is the diet. It's a lot of celebrities. There are men celebrities out there also who are rappers and they're vegetarians. They know how better your body will be once you become a vegan. Okay, so the rich and famous people get it. So you guys get it also, because you don't have to live like a slave, um, when you're rich already. Remember, God said you were already rich before you try to say that this materialistic thing and that materialistic thing is going to define you and what rich is to you and what rich is for you. Your mindset, you alone, because you're breathing, you're alive, you're rich because you're living right now, and that He has blessed you. So that's the main thing. Okay, let's not get that. Just saying. Um, but yeah, why not be a vegan, guys? There's so many other ways to be a vegan, and people have they have made everything now vegan. You don't need no milk. You can get a plant-based milk that tastes just like the regular milk. If you see them complaining about it don't taste like, it's not the same taste of milk, that's because you're not drinking it. You're telling me you tried it one time or two or three times and didn't like it. There are other vegan milks out there. There are other milks out there you haven't even tried. So you're not even gonna be a vegan. You are stuck with being a meat eater and a cow drinker. That's just it. Um, but that's it. This is I done told y'all how to be vegan. I made other videos about how to be a vegan also, but I decided to make another one because some of you all are really skeptic and trying to figure out the steps in being a vegan and what you need to do. Some of you all actually desire being a vegetarian or a vegan. And I just have to say thumbs up to that, because a lot of people come out of a entire household, of an entire family and generation of meat eating. And that's a really big step if you decide to be a vegan. Very, very big step. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, I'll have another video later on. I just don't know which I'm going to talk about. I don't know what I'm going to talk about or nothing.